And it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Tuesday.
You have already spent a full week of work in 2 days.
It's a good week though.
Yeah.
It's a good week, but it kind of does throw you off when
you're here Monday morning early and
here all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I never asked you how many kids do we have signed up?
So we have close to 70.
Nice.
Which is good.
That's great.
It is down a little bit. And the previous couple years we were up a little bit, but it's hard to know. Was that right because we did it right as school let out?
Right. Was it
and
timing?
And we know, I mean, there's a handful of kids who are not here that were here other years that are traveling.
Yeah, and there's reasons.
And so it's who knows, but it's still a good number, and we're only 2 days in, but it's been good.
And I'm not judging by attendance. We have 70 kids we're going to hear about Jesus. That's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
And beyond that, I mean, there are a number of like high school, middle school youth who are going out of their way to volunteer, and those don't count in that number too. So
and so we got
they're actually sharing the story of Jesus.
So we have our own kids leading kids.
Yes.
And being a role model, and I love that. That is awesome.
Yeah. So it's really, really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, are you doing okay?
I think so. I mean, it's taking up quite a bit of my time.
Yep.
But other stuff is still rolling along too, because in addition to VBS, all the other worship stuff and
all the other things are going on
all the other things they go on too.
Yes, they do. We again, as it turns out, because you're upstairs at VBS, we were spending our normal Tuesday time planning for this coming weekend.
Yes.
Which wouldn't even be fair to ask you to be in there because your mind's a blur with all this other stuff. So we're at one level, basement planning. Mm-hmm. You're upstairs executing, and
that's the way it needs to be, though, because I mean the rest of the week does go on too.
Yes,
it does. It doesn't slow down at all.
Right.
So
including the picnic this coming Sunday.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That just sounds like and these are the 4th of July weekend, just a fun weekend to get together and to celebrate.
Well, and as far as I'm concerned, some people travel. That's great, but for those who are not, hey, we're right here and we're having some fun stuff. We're having some great worship. We're gonna have the kids sing at 11 o'clock. We got all sorts of stuff going on all weekend. So
come and stick around, have some fun.
Why not, right?
Galatians chapter 6.
Yeah,
it's
a good way to end. I mean, you get to the next to the last verse, and Paul's like, "Don't give me any guff about anything I just wrote." Literally, he's like one verse out. He says, "Don't give me any guff for anything I've just written," and then he says, "Peace be with you," and then it's
and I'm out.
I'm out.
Peace be with you. I'm out.
And if you doubt me, go to chapter 6. Go to the last 2 verses, and you will see. Don't give me any guff about this. Peace be with you.
It's amazing how rough around the edges, maybe another way to say it.
Yes.
But at the same time, how much is packed into Galatians that so many churches keep coming back to it, because he really does. He gets to the heart of what matters most. And you can tell, even though he's a bit angry, you can tell what matters most.
That's right.
And it's really, really clear.
And I don't know about you, but yes, I have preached on. Matter of fact, I think we did it here back in 2021.
We did. We had a Galatians series.
And I will tell you that I've learned more again. Mm-hmm. It's not like somehow I've arrived and like I just now can pick things and be like, I'm going to dispense my knowledge.
Dispense my knowledge.
Right?
I would just go back to the same sermon I did before because
I can, right?
Yes, because it clearly said it all.
Right.
Yeah.
But I go back in, I dig, I'm learning, and and I've made that joke, like every week I preach, it's like I'm just writing a book report and I'm just reporting what my book report is, right?
Cool. Yeah, right.
But once again, I've learned, I have a deeper understanding and context of Galatians, and so it's been good for me too. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. It's in the same way. It's good to dive into a book and to read it intentionally, which I mean everybody can do at home. But I mean it is something that we can kind of dive into and pass on a
That's
little
right.
bit.
And you with preaching this past weekend on 5, I told you on Saturday night that before we went upstairs for worship, 'cause I read chapter 5. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to be fully kind of in the moment. I know you're going to preach on it, but I'm just going to go ahead and read it because I just want to be kind of fully there. So, even when I'm not the one responsible for bringing the message, I'm still like, I'm going to dig this week to see what we got going on.
What else is going on in this portion?
So
And,
all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah, all sorts of good stuff.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then, starting a week from Saturday and Sunday, KCLC Radio comes back.
How about that? It is summertime.
Yep.
And it is time.
And I think we have at least 5, possibly 6 great songs for folks. So we're working on one last one. We don't know if that's going to come together, but everything else between now and into August, we're all set.
Oh, great.
So we got some good, not just kind of fun and creative, but also some good. We always pick songs that have a message to them, so that we can bring the gospel in that too. It's not just song for song's sake. It is literally about what is the message within the song that's worthy of lifting up. So, and we got a good variety of folks singing too. So.
Right, and well, clearly that's important, but it's also, I think, just important to reflect on how many songs just on the radio, but carry a deep message, and some of them were intentional about bringing a biblical theme to it, but some of them, they are lifting up a very ancient theme.
That's right.
And that showed up in the Bible, and it shows up in modern music.
Modern music. And so we just want to highlight that, and we know that most of you really do look forward to a summer sermon series.
Fun.
Which I don't mean to brag too much, but I'm like, show me another church that does something really cool in the summer versus taking their foot off the gas pedal. We're like, oh no, we're gonna put the foot down a little bit, and we've done that every year for the last since 2020. So it's our 6th season of this. So really good stuff.
Really good stuff.
But we had a really beautiful duet this past Sunday. Really beautiful. And, well, if you were with us at the earlier services, you would have heard this. But if you didn't, even if you did, it's worth hearing again. Both Carolyn Clark and Dana Martin. When I saw I didn't see Dana on the way out, but I saw Carolyn after service, and I stopped her. I'm like, I could listen to you all the time. I literally stopped her out in the crossroads, and I said, I could literally just stop and listen to you whenever you would do something.
It really is amazing, and I love. I mean, what Dana brings.
I wasn't
every week or week
Dana,
after
right,
week or week every other week, but at the same time, so many musicians, and they each bring something different.
Yeah.
And I love how, like, Phil and Keith, they each know, okay, this person's voice for this and this person's voice, but it's not just one musician. It's all these people coming together, and right song, right voice.
And we have 2 very different but equally compelling special music offerings coming up this coming weekend too.
Great.
4th of July, who cares? We got stuff. We got stuff we got to do.
Yeah, keep up,
right?
people.
Come on.
Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know why you're going out of town on a weekend because you're going to miss it all. You got to
all.
be here for this, right?
Love that.
But let's go back to Sunday morning where we heard Dana and Carolyn sing an absolutely amazing song. So let's take a listen.
I know someone who knows what I'm up against. I know someone who's here in the midst of it, fighting for me in a battle I could never win all on my own. I might not be able to part the waters, I might not be able to calm the storms, might not be able to make my giants fall, but good thing I'm not alone, 'cause there is a power that is greater, so I'm not afraid of what's ahead. I'm drowning in the confidence that even though I can't, my God can. He'll heal those not be able to part the waters, might not be able to calm the storms, might not be able to make my giants fall. But good thing I'm not alone, 'cause there is a power that is greater. I'm not afraid of what's ahead. I'm standing in the confidence that even though I can't, my God can. Oh, my God can. I know He can.
My God can.
Oh my goodness.
Actually,
Wow.
fairly new song, 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. From Katie Nicole, that's her name.
Okay.
It's her fourth radio single, featured on the album Jesus Changed My Life, and it was a Dove Award nominated album and released in 2023. Now, but here's the story behind the song. Katie Nicole was born with congenital scoliosis, curvature of the spine,
Okay.
affecting 1 in 10,000. And so by the time she turned 15, her spinal curvature had progressed to 68 degrees. I mean, it's very pronounced.
Oh my gosh.
And it began to compromise her lungs,
Oh, wow.
her heart, and needed surgery, and unfortunately, metal rods and plates and all that kind of stuff.
Really?
So when you think about the theme of the song, My God Can, she's not singing from some pie in the sky place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, she's not like, oh, unicorns and rainbows, and, she has lived I don't mean to be too disparaging, but a suburban life that has been pretty easy, and be like, yeah, God's great, my God can. Like, no, she's been through it.
Yeah.
And so there's heart in this song.
Right. So it's not just a song
It's not
for
just
the good times.
It's not just sentiment either.
Right. It is really a song that has some depth and comes from a real place of depth.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to get across. And and we're going to share this verse, but she even said Philippians 4:13. She said, when you don't feel strong, she's like, you know what? God is strong, and God's strength never fails, and that there's nothing impossible. And that she goes on to say, He goes before you, He exceeds every expectation, and this song is my anthem. This is what she writes for God. So she says, so even when I can't, you know what? God can.
God can.
And I think that is really the heart of this. And to me, when you start to look behind the scenes at any song and you raise a story like this, all of a sudden that song actually has greater depth now. Mm-hmm. And as beautiful as the song is on its own, you'll be like, oh, this was not written necessarily because of the comfortable life she's lived, right?
Right.
So speaking of Philippians 4:13, you know this. Paul writes to the church in Philippi in his struggles. He says, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Mm-hmm. And, if you're not familiar, in Philippians, it is the book of joy. If Galatians is the book of grace or the letter of grace, Philippians is the letter of joy.
Yeah,
but
that's very true.
But he also talked about in Philippians that he was having eye trouble.
Oh,
That he had been struggling, and we don't know much details, but he had some problems with his sight, and that the church in Philippi tried to get him medicine, essentially, or ointment or something to help him with his eyes. And when you get to the end of Galatians, he writes, he's like, I write this in my own hand, see how big the letters are, which then points back to, oh, he must have been struggling with his eyesight.
Oh, with his sight.
Right.
Yeah.
If
And
he's
so
writing large,
you can tell this
right?
is, yeah.
I mean that's my and I get it because I got all the way to 45, so 11 years ago, and had to get glasses for the first time.
I know what's coming.
Well, and the rest of my family, like my dad's been wearing glasses since he was like 10.
Mm-hmm.
My brother lasted until he was like 35. My mom, I think she was in 30 or 40 when she got glasses. I was like the last and the oldest before I had to get glasses.
Right.
And
I know my parents, that was before 45, certainly.
And I know some people can go their whole life without any.
Some people do, but you also see them squinting a little bit
Yes, you
more.
do. And there came a point.
It takes a little bit of pride, I think, as well to make it that far.
There came a point when I couldn't hold my phone out far enough to look at it, and that's when I realized I think I need glasses because my near, I'm farsighted, so my near was like terrible, but anyways, Paul struggled, and even Paul recognized that even in the struggles, he's like, you know what? Even if I can't do everything, I know someone who does. And that's a reminder for us. And sometimes, you'll get to the heart of this, is sometimes in your own life, even physically, some things will fail you. But in Christ, you figure out a way to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Don't let that be life-defining. You say, okay, I can no longer do leg presses without it hurting my knees at Planet Fitness.
Be careful with your knees.
I know, right? And so, guess what? We're doing hip abductions now because we got to adjust, right? Wow. So, and I say that because it's true for me, but at the same time, it's not like, well, I'm just giving up, or I'm just quitting, or my eyesight's not the best. I'm done, or life's been a struggle this past year with lots of things going on in my life. I'm not quitting. We just keep moving forward.
Right. I think that is such an important one because there are so many times where you don't want to just give up and throw it all, but at the same time you don't want to spend your life holding on to the past and I just wish I could be like I was back then and just I'm never going to go and check my eyes again. I'm going to make sure
I'm going to pretend that I can see fine.
Right. I'm going to get it all right. Hold on to the past, but then it's always adjusting. We have a new opportunity each and every day, and how do we see that? How do we open ourselves to that? And it's not going to look the same as yesterday.
It is not, and you adjust to it. Otherwise, I could say, what a blessing. Now we have 6 cameras in the studio now that I took my glasses off versus 3.
Right.
Or you adjust to it, and you find, I don't know, I'm not saying complacency or even contentment, but you go, that is the reality, but I'm not despondent or, it's all terrible, right? Because I think sometimes in life we can focus in on one aspect of our life and let it shade everything else. Yeah. And when we hear that, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, you say, well, he may not fix that thing. It's a part of life that there are things that just aren't fixable, but he also makes a way forward to live with whatever that thing is, right? And you take that new path. And I think that's what's important. My God can. And so maybe you can't be on that old path, but as you said, whining and complaining and saying, I wish I was on the old path doesn't solve anything.
No.
And so,
for anybody.
So it's about adjusting and then following where that new path leads. And I think that's important. And the other part of this is we understand, and the next 2 verses really talk about this, is that don't get caught up in the terrible theology of, when life goes sideways, either A, God is punishing you, or B, God likes you less than other people. I think there's a lot of that, why me, woe is me, as opposed to saying, you know what, this really points out the fact that life in this world is broken. When life has disappointments, either physically or emotionally or spiritually or externally, it's not, why is God letting me down? It is, oh man, what a reminder that we live in a broken world. Yeah. And yet God wants to help us find a way forward, find a way towards him, and also to finish well. And I think that's a big thing about finishing well. I think some people are like shooting stars. They rise, they do their thing, and then it's all decline at a certain point, and they kind of give into that. As far as I'm concerned, I want to be on a trajectory that goes like this.
Keep shining bright. I think the world needs that. Right? I think the world
keep
needs
going like this.
Everybody to keep shining bright.
And not to give in or to give up or to say the best days are behind me.
You've got a new day tomorrow.
That's right.
And
there's opportunities.
It's a gift.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and speaking of that, Isaiah 40:29.
All right. So he gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak.
So God's going to show up at those places where your rope is frayed, if not broken. That's where God shows up. You know, and I know I keep coming back to the story, but I still think about the story of the blind man in John 9, right? He's blind, and the first question the disciples ask is like, who sinned, right? You know, who's the person outside of God's grace that caused him to be blind? Did he do something wrong, or was it his parents? And Jesus blows up that bad theology. God doesn't cause bad things to happen to people. And then what does he do? But he heals him, and there was more conflict because people didn't like Jesus healing people, religious leaders. But this guy's trajectory was like this, even with the pushback he got for being healed. Can you imagine getting healed of something and somebody wanting to discount it or do a grand inquisition because they don't like the person who was
Right.
healing?
And that can, I mean, how disheartening is that? But at the same time, I love that this guy kept and said, no, I know I have a new opportunity. I know there is that I've been given a real gift, and I'm going to keep sharing that.
I'm going to keep sharing
And
that.
he did.
And he did.
He's going to keep throwing it in their faces.
In their
Yeah.
faces. Oh, you're so interested. Maybe you'd like to meet this Jesus too. Why I oughta. That's like such a great part of that story when he gives it to them a little bit. So
Yeah, right?
and then at the end of that chapter, Jesus comes to him, and Jesus essentially says, "Would you like to know or meet the person who healed you?" And he's like, "Yes." He said, "Here I am." Because he told him to go wash in the pool, so he never got to lay eyes on Jesus. So at the very end of that story, Jesus shows up and says, "Here I am." And I think that really could be the trajectory of our story too, is we struggle, we don't give up, we keep the faith, and at the end, who do we get to see face to face? We get to see Jesus. So that chapter of John 9 is really a microcosm of our life, and knowing, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, that he will bring us through the trials and the struggles, and then at the end, guess what? We get to see him face to face. And sometimes when we forget that, we make really terrible choices.
It's true.
You just at the end, just know you're going to see him. So it's not a threat. It's not guilt. But just keep in mind you're going to see him face to face. So you just will be like, I don't want to bring any junk with me to heaven. I just want to live a life that, at least for the most part, not that there's perfection, but like I'm not going to go up there and be embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? And that's not for Jesus, because he'll forgive. It's for me. I don't want to be embarrassed when I get there. You know?
And there'll be plenty to be embarrassed about.
Right.
But,
So let's not add to it.
But hey, we can. We've been offered all these things.
That's right.
And yeah.
So
Yeah,
even
it's-
Paul in his struggles, he talks about it not in Galatians or in Philippians, but in 2 Corinthians. He was praying because he was struggling, and he never names the struggle. We don't know if it was his eyesight or it was something different, but he was struggling with something, and he prayed. He's like, Lord, if you want me to be an effective disciple for the long run, I really need the healing here. I really need your help, because I want to be Mr. Super Disciple.
Yeah.
And he's like, and this thing's holding me back, so I just need you to heal it. And he doesn't say what it is. This was the reply. But Jesus said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness.
Yeah.
So in other words,
Yeah, that's a powerful line.
right, it's a reminder that he's not looking for super disciples. He's actually looking for people who look to him when the ice is proverbially thin in your life. He's not looking for you to overcome yourself. He's looking for you to lean on him. My power is made perfect in weakness. And it clicks with Paul, because he says, therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weakness, so that Christ's power may rest on me.
That's because I know I don't want to talk about my weaknesses.
No.
I don't want to bring those up or talk about that. But
Right.
he's saying there is power in that. There is
Yeah.
power in being vulnerable, trusting, and building a community based off of that.
Yeah.
And
And just naming it.
just naming it.
Yeah.
Just naming it.
Yeah, I mean, that takes me back to when you were talking about Brene Brown
Yeah.
and vulnerability and being open, and that there's healing and wholeness found in that.
Yeah.
And I think that's
And perhaps a lot is missed when we're trying to pretend we're someone right up here and stuffing all those things, those weaknesses
And hiding
down
it.
and hiding it.
Yeah.
That starts to weigh on us.
And I get it. I don't think there is a person on this planet who likes to ask for help.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody who wants to show, I wouldn't even say weakness, but like that I can't take care of it myself, whatever it is. We hate asking for help. And Jesus reminds us, my power is made perfect in weakness. Paul learns the lesson. It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
It's okay to lean on Jesus. It's okay to ask others. And in that, you will be strengthened, right? So, my God can. And certainly that song is worth listening to again and again and again. So,
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. That's great.
well, we appreciate you joining us this afternoon. I'm sure after this, Pastor Brian is going to go lay down and hide and sleep until tomorrow morning.
Hide in the cave of Adullam.
Oh, is that coming?
That's tomorrow.
That's
so
great.
Tomorrow
Did
is.
you get Did you get the suggestion that you should serve Tootsie Rolls?
I did get the suggestion.
Okay, good.
And right now we're still in the process of building the cave.
Okay,
But then Tootsie Rolls are a great idea.
maybe a roll of Charmin too.
And a roll of Charmin. Yes. Yes.
It's all in the Bible, folks. I'm not making any of this up. I'm just telling you. So I might have to show up for that.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
going to go to this lesson, right? Anyways, we hope you have a great rest of your day. We're glad you spent a little bit of time with us today. God bless you. We love you. Take care. And Philip, will you play us out?